Peace family, it's your girl Healthy Ash. Today I'm coming to you with another recipe video. Getting right into it, we're just going to be making meatballs. These meatballs are made with ingredients that all come from the Dr. Sebi's food guide. If you're interested in that, just keep on watching. We have 2 portobello caps and we are just going to peel the tops off. This step is optional. You do not have to do this step. And I'm also going to take the stem out and do the same thing for this one. This step is definitely required. You're going to want to scrape out the gills of the mushroom because it can give it a kind of a fishy taste. And since we're making meatballs, we do not want that. Now that we have our 2 portobello caps, we're going to take these and pop these in our food processor because we need to grind these down. So we're just going to add our portobello caps to our food processor so we can process this down. We are going to need half of a yellow onion chopped. I'm going to add about a tablespoon of grapeseed oil to my skillet here, and we're just going to let that saute until they're softened and golden brown. Okay, so the other mushrooms we're going to be using are oyster mushrooms. The first time I made it, I just used portobello caps, and I just felt like it could have used a little bit of a more firmer texture. So I feel like if I use 2 type of mushrooms, it would help. So we're just going to cut off the bottom of these oyster mushrooms. Break it apart, that'd be easier. And we're going to wash these off and process these down like we did the portobello caps. I need everything to be ground up so it can give me that good mushroom texture. Also, this is the process of portobello caps. And then this is the process of oyster mushroom. Just add your mushrooms to your skillets with your sauteed onions. Okay, so the purpose of cooking your mushrooms before we actually make them into meatballs, mushrooms have a very high water content. So I have learned that in order for your meatballs or burgers or whatever it is you're trying to make, you want them to stick together, you have to cook out as much of that water as possible because, we can't use breadcrumbs or panko or anything like that. Honestly, this process can take a minute. It can take between 10 to 15 minutes. I really like to let them cook as long as possible, as long as they don't burn. But I like to let them cook as long as possible because I want as much of that water out of them so that I can have patties or meatballs or whatever it is that I'm making actually stick together and stay together and not be mushy. Okay, so I believe my mushrooms are done. I know they're done because no water is coming out, so it's just kind of sticking to my skillet and it's getting brown. So, I don't want to burn it. I'm just going to go ahead and turn my skillet off and take my mushrooms out. These are my oyster and portobello cap mushrooms, and what I have right here is some pureed wild rice. So the mushrooms on their own, they're not going to be enough to make your meatballs stick together. You have to add some other component like a grain. So we're going to use wild rice. All right, that's the wild rice. Go ahead and add our seasoning in there and mix it up. Okay, so now we just need 2 more things. We are going to add in some sea moss gel. This is going to help to hold our meatballs together, and it acts as like a binding agent. Last thing we're gonna add is some chickpea flour. And then we're just going to mix this all up, and we're going to begin to form our meatballs. If you need some sea moss, you can go ahead and click the link in my bio and you can get some sea moss down there. Okay, so when it's all combined, it's gonna look a little something like this. And we're gonna get our pan and we're gonna start forming our meatballs. Okay, so we have a glass pan right here. Gonna put some oil down so they don't stick. Take an ice cream scooper and we're just gonna scoop our meatballs. That looks so good. Oh my god.